Okay, let's rock and roll. Here we go. All right, so we're just going to start with my slides real quick. The obligatory, hey, you can see these, right? Right? So just let me know real quick. Quick swig. Got to stay hydrated. Got to stay with the throat drops during a day like this. Okay, everyone can see. Excellent. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to go back and forth with some presentation, some slides like this, and also some like screen sharing. So I'm showing you exactly how to do it in Podia. What I want to tell you about, and yeah, just so you know, it's not a full screen thing. I just don't like doing that. And too often presenter notes show up for me when I go full screen and people are like, Matt, we only see a little bit of it and we see all of your notes. So I just do this now and I write my notes out. Okay, so what we're talking about today is your first funnel, how to create automatic sales from day one. So this sell while you sleep that Emily talked about, I'm going to show you how you can start to set this up, something that you can do entirely in Podia, okay? But first, we've talked about this a lot throughout the sessions. Let's talk about why this matters, why it's so important for you as a digital product creator, okay? Even for someone who might be, you can still build a funnel for a service like Emily demonstrated, okay? Think about that sequence, that form that she uses to qualify her clients. You can still use these same principles for service work. But why does this matter? Funnels build trust and boost sales. Because what I've seen, like I've been at Podia for a year and a half, I've worked with creative software companies for a number of years now, and I see that the real main reason that most online businesses struggle or fail or are given up on is a lack of sales. You're like, man, I really like this, but I'm just not making enough sales. And that makes me so sad. So you are learning how to create sales and all this, but that is a really big reason. And this is even more difficult because most people feel uncomfortable selling. I hope that from Emily's talk, from Shalina, from Ramit yesterday, you feel a lot more comfortable making that sale and making that pitch and charging what you're worth. Because the right funnel framework can help you not only boost sales, but also build trust. A lot of times we think that those two things work independently of each other. You have to do all this trust building, years of trust building before you can boost sales. You can do it all at the same time with the right funnel. So this is how we're going to walk through this today. A simple 4-step funnel framework. We're going to build a lead magnet. We're going to write an email campaign. You're going to create a product and make sure that you publish regular content. Okay, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Not a few minutes, later on. I'll also say we're going to get through this and I'll get to as many questions as I can. But remember, you're also going to have me all to yourselves all day tomorrow for the Create-a-thon. So any questions that we don't get to in this session here today, we'll also have time for them tomorrow. You can also, like for something like this, you can of course email us, hello@podia.com, okay? All right, so you can build a complete funnel. This is what it looks like. We're going to go one idea at a time today. I'm going to show you how to create and do each step in Podia. You're also going to get additional resources. So I'm going to show you pretty high level stuff, but then you're also going to get videos, scripts, and articles for more guidance and ideas to work with. Like I said, we'll have a Q&A at the end, and then make sure that you stick around for John's section next, okay? So the first thing is that we're going to talk about the lead magnet. I'm going to show you how to set one up in Podia. And I'll also say that even though you can do this in Podia, if for whatever reason you're using maybe a different email service or a different like lead generating service, the same principles still work, okay? So a lead magnet, the way that you can think about this, and this is a really good way that when you're creating content, whether it is on your blog, whether it's on your podcast, whether it's your YouTube channel or a social media channel that you've gone all in on, it is a way to take that traffic, that attention, and direct it into leads for your products, for your services, okay? And just think of it as a simple, short, one win item, one win. Remember what Shalina was talking about? One win, one outcome, one solution that you can make in 1 to 2 hours, all right? Don't spend 2 months, even a week, thinking of like, what is the perfect lead magnet? Think of one solution, outcome, and make a short, simple, one-win item that you can share with people. Examples are things like recipe guides, workout plans, planner printables. We'll talk about that. YouTube setup checklists. Any of these can be used as a lead magnet, okay? So think about what your topic is, what you're most commonly creating content about, and think about what is one simple, short item that you can make in 1 to 2 hours and then give to people. All right, so let's switch into Podia itself, okay? If this sounds good to you, let me know in the chat. Say heck yeah in the chat. If you want to, go different directions, that's fine too. So this is how you would set this up in Podia. So here we are in your Podia dashboard. A booyah. The booyah is great. Thank you, Nino. Let's do this. All right. Okay. Double high fives. Woot. Heck to the yeah. Excellent. So inside of Podia, this is really easy to do. I'm going to show you like a really simple way to do it if you're starting like just from scratch. And then I'm going to show you like more finished product. Okay. So in here, all you're going to do, like what I would do for this, again, think about, say like one file, one PDF, maybe one short video. So we're going to come here to create and then click on product. Okay. Now with product, this can be free or paid. Keep that in mind. So we're going to say, come over here. I'm going to go create 2020 resources. Okay. We're going to make this a digital download, create product, and note all the different things you can do here. Like you can have a free short course. Don't make it too long. Remember this is free. You expand on it for your paid product. We'll talk about that. But digital download, you could do a free webinar, do any of these things. You could also do a bundle, but that's more of like a product thing. Okay, so create product. Here we go. And all I'm going to do at this point, is I'm just going to click on add file. So I've created this. At this point, and again, I'm going to share some resources with you. We're going to talk about it tomorrow in terms of like, what do I create for a lead magnet? But all I'm going to do is click on add file, and I want to drag and drop my file in here. Okay, right here, ready. Aha, not that one. Okay, so here's this. I'm just gonna drop in a PDF. Excellent, that's all I need to do. Now, this is what I have. Now I can click on this and I can make, just the words a little bit better. So I could like change the word up there. It'll automatically like upload as the file name. Come in here to pricing. This one actually, forgot about this. This one isn't set up for, this demo account isn't set up to accept payments because it's a demo account, but this is where you would just leave it at 0, okay? Make it free. Now, let me show you one that I've actually created for this, because at this point, honestly, it's ready. It is ready. All I have to do is click on draft, published, and this product is ready to be downloaded, okay? And what I wanna show you though, let's come back in here to products. I want to show you one that I've actually already created for this so you have a little bit better idea. If we come down here, so a lot of what I do for free content is I create planner printables, which is why I had it up there. So hey, plan out your best week using this printable, okay? So I have these 2 files here. You can add in multiple files, and then I would have it set to 0. And then I have it published. So let's take a look at it real quick. So we're gonna click on view. And let's just, so here we go. So now I have to do a little work to set this up. Again, that's something else that we're going to talk about. But what I have right here is my landing page for this lead magnet. So people can click here and get access for free. But you can see I have a nice little landing page set up for this. Now, personally, if you're talking about free downloads, I wouldn't spend too much time worrying or stressing about like how good is my landing page for my free thing. But there's still 3 elements Okay, still 3 elements that I would still cover for anything that you're presenting to people. And that is the problem that people are facing, the problem people are facing, an amplification of that problem, and then a solution that you're going to deliver, and that is the lead magnet. Okay, you can expand this out more when it comes to your like paid products as well, but you can see right here the problem is, and I get this from talking to a lot of people like everyone else has kind of gone over, are you tired of reacting instead of working? And you can see there just filler text right here. And then I have another thing that's kind of amplifying the problem. 85% of people don't plan for their day. Do you? And then I give a solution. The planner printables help you get the most important work done at the right time. Okay. So I've defined the problem. I've like kind of poked at it a little bit. I've amplified it. And then I've shared a solution. And this is where they can click on download for free, get access. And there we go. They enter their email address. And now you're starting to generate leads for your business. Okay. That's step 1. Okay. Creating this lead magnet. I was able to do this in, like I said, about an hour, including the sales page for it. So I put together the PDF. I uploaded it to my Podia digital download product. You can click right here in settings and edit the sales page just by clicking on site editor right here. Okay. And this is where you can see, I'll just give you a little bit, we'll spend a moment right here just talking about like what this looks like behind the scenes. But this is the Podia product banner. And then this is just text. This is an image with text and then just more text. Okay, that's it. You can add a section. You can add as many sections as you want into the Podia product page. And we have a ton of resources on like the really nitty gritty stuff about this, but this is what it would look like. I can click up here in the main menu and I can see all of my products. Like if I wanted to go to a different one, like here's the one that I'm looking for right here. It's really easy to find and customize, okay? And you can get there just from the product page. You can also just come in here to edit site. And again, click right up here. I could type in planner and it'll take me to that page, okay? I'm gonna publish and then I can click here down on view product and there it is, okay? If you want proof that I'm not making this up, for you, I'm going to share this link for you right here. Now, I guess you could, it's actually live, but this is what you would have, okay? You're just going to be like, hey, I have this lead magnet page. Here's the URL. And this is so valuable as you're getting started because then you're taking the attention that you're building, whether it's on Podia with maybe a membership or just, custom pages. It could be on a YouTube channel, a podcast, a WordPress, Squarespace blog, whatever. It could be on a social media channel that you're really dialed into. But bringing people to this page so that you can start to gather leads, customers, and email addresses is incredibly valuable, okay? All right, how are we doing so far? Go ahead and let me know. Like I said, we'll get to questions at the end. We also have all day tomorrow to get through a lot of this. All right, good. So excited now. Excellent. So let me bring my slides back up because the next thing that we're going to do is I want you to build an email campaign. And that may sound a little scary, but I have good news for you, my friends. I have a script that you can use to basically like fill in the blanks on this. Now, I do recommend that you write everything in your own words, but especially early on, if you're like, oh my gosh, email campaign, I don't know about doing that, then this is going to be like just a good kind of Mad Lib starter thing, okay? Kendra says, scary is an understatement. Well, all you have to do with this is just a little bit of plug and play and you're gonna be good to go. Because let me tell you what you're gonna do in an email campaign. You're gonna introduce yourself, be like, hi, how you doing? My name is Matt. Or maybe we don't shake hands anymore, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna have to come up with a new, a new metaphor there. Introduce yourself with a wave. Hello, from a socially acceptable distance. It's me, Matt. And then the next thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna slay the dragon. The reason that I say this is it goes into that problem that people are facing in your topic. It feels as scary, like Kendra said, it feels as scary as like coming face to face with a dragon. What you're going to do is you're going to give them the tools. You're going to give them a way to slay. All right. The next thing that you're going to do in another email is you're going to give them another win. So you give them a win with the free PDF with that initial lead magnet, and you're going to give them another win. Okay. If you can, then I would recommend having an email that shares testimonials, even if it's just a couple of people from that initial, like Shalina talked about this, Ramit talked about this, Emily talked about this, having like those early people where there's just 10 friends that you text, a couple of people, you only need a couple of people to share some good testimonials, okay? And then you're going to take them on an adventure, all right? Everyone likes to go on an adventure, and kind of show them, again, more ways that they can get wins and make progress with the topic you have and the tools that you use. And the last thing is you're going to show them a bright new day. You're going to show them a way forward, past their pain, past their problems, into the new world that's going to happen when they when they follow your advice, when they kind of come along with you. All right. And these are all separate emails. Sorry. Yeah. Each one of these can be a separate email. You can kind of combine some of them, but when you see the script, it'll make more sense. But yeah, these are separate emails. Okay. So let me show you now how to set that up in Podia. Okay. Here we go. So the way that you do this in Podia is from here. This is really simple. Like a lot of things you're going to see in Podia are really easy to set up. It's kind of the work outside of Podia that sometimes can feel more challenging. And so it's like, okay, I've got to create the PDF. I have to write the emails. I have to create the product. All those things, again, are more things that you have already learned about and will continue to learn more about. But these are the specific steps for doing this in Podia. So come on over to click on email, okay? And we're going to come over here. Actually, I might already have something set up for this. Yeah, here we go. So what you're going to do, let me come back out for just a moment. To create your initial campaign, click create and then new campaign. All right. This creates a series of conditional automated emails. All right. So I've already done this. Podia create sample. This is just for reference. Only you are going to see that. Okay. And then the next thing that you're going to look for is what is the entrance condition? Under what conditions or triggers does someone start this campaign? And this is going to be purchased product. And I'm just selecting the one that I just showed you, planner printables. Okay. Really easy to do. So when I've done that, now I'm going to come down, I'm going to start writing my emails. So this first one would be, I'm going to set this up for send 0 days after entrance. That's basically immediately. Okay, so then I'm going to have my email subject. I could say something like, thanks for downloading the resource guide, or the printables, since that's what it actually is. Okay, and yes, purchase product applies even when it's free. Okay, that is correct. And then you're going to write out your email. Okay, so write it out there. Again, I'm going to give you the resources for this. In fact, let me see if I can grab this real quick. Yep. So I'm going to share this with you. You can see it come in right here. I'm going to drop this into, here we go. Let me drop this into the chat. You can grab this right away. Okay, don't get too distracted. It's not going to be useful for you right now. But just kind of save this. And again, I'm going to make sure that you get all the resources for this, okay? I mean, look at it. There you go. Okay? We've got a handful of emails here that you can use to get started with, all right? So you're going to plug those in to this campaign. And usually, I think early on, what I would do in terms of timing, that's usually a question people ask about. How long should my email be and how often should I send them? If you're talking about a new welcome campaign, I think and I believe it's okay to send pretty regular emails early on. Okay, if we're talking about like someone just signed up and you're doing this, this new subscriber welcome campaign, then sending every day for 4 or 5 days, or at least like every other day, that's totally fine. Because this is probably one of those times they're going to be at their most interested. Okay. So it's okay to send like one day after, and then the next one, you could say like 2 days after. And just note that this timing is our days after entrance. Okay. So if you wanted an email to go out on day 2, make sure it says day 2 after entrance. Okay, good, good. And then you're just going to keep adding these in. And eventually, and this is what we're going to talk about next, is we're going to say, so on and so forth. Here is my product. We're not going to say that specifically, but this is the basics of it. Okay. Didn't know you could do this in Google Docs. Interesting. But right here is where you can do the pitch. Right. Right here, right here, right here. And this is where you make the pitch. So this is all in the script, but you're going to add all this in, and basically you're going to say, here is my product. And what you're going to do at this point is you're just going to link to the Podia product that you have that's actually paid, your paid Podia product. All right. So let's hop out for a second and go back into the chat, or sorry, go back to the slides, because so far, let me give you a little recap. We have created our lead magnet. We've built trust through our follow-up campaign. All right. We have a script to all of this. All right. And so what's the next part? The next part is our product pitch. And in the product pitch, you want to like be confident in this. All right. Be confident, charge what you're worth. No one will resonate with a weak pitch. You're not going to be like, well, this thing is pretty good, I guess. Hidden kind of at the end of the email. Oh, by the way, we may not use these words specifically, but in our tone, in the way that we craft emails, it comes across as like, oh yeah, I kind of have this thing also if you're interested, but no big deal. No, people are here. Remember what you've already done. Okay. Remember what you've already done. Know that people found your free content very useful and helpful. So helpful that they wanted to get your lead magnet. And after that lead magnet, they've been continuing to receive emails, learn more about you, learn how you can help them, ideas that you have that are making a difference in their lives, how you help people level up. Okay. You can also make some of this a little bit easier. I'll show you how to do this, but you could sometimes make it a little bit easier with a coupon. You don't have to do this early on, but sometimes I like to say create a tiny, a product that's in that Shalina range, $37, $47. And that's what it is on like the Podia storefront, site front. But then if someone goes through the email campaign, I'll say, hey, as a thank you for being a valued subscriber, here's a $10 off coupon. Okay. All these things can be really useful. It's also okay to ask twice, and you should always follow up with people who haven't purchased. So let me show you how to do a few of those things. All right. And I can see there's a lot of things still happening in the chat. Just go ahead and drop those into the Q&A. That's going to be the best way for me to get to those. And remember, we're going to have time for those tomorrow as well. Okay. So let's go back into Podia itself. So remember, we're going to come in here, and this is where we're going to link in the email to the product that we have. And so you can grab a Podia product, link. And let me just show you actually where to find those. Now, again, for this, I don't have any specific paid products because it's a demo account, but the way that this would look is I can actually come back here. I can click on this and I could say, share download. And this is where I can get the page link. I can also link directly to checkout. Okay, so if I click on copy right here, then this is where I can grab it. I'm going to link it in. Now, what this does is when people click on it, they will go directly to the checkout module, okay? Not just the page, but directly to checkout. You could do either way, okay? So this is what you could do. The other thing that you could do if you wanted here, like I said, I mentioned the coupon, is you could say like new coupon, and I could say email subs. I could say this could be used for anything in the store or a specific product. Let's just say it's $10 off. So again, I can say in the email, as a thank you for being a valued subscriber, take $10 off your next purchase or for this specific product, okay? So we're gonna create that coupon, copy that link. So now I can actually come in here and I can say, I'm gonna copy that link in right there, right? Or paste that in. Now, here's a really cool thing that you can do that is not super recent, but definitely this year recent, is you can also come in here, create a new email, and you wouldn't write this as a headline, but it would be like follow-up email after pitch. That's just basically what we're doing here. And what I can do is I can also create an exit condition. So this is really powerful for a funnel because it allows you to repitch people who haven't purchased. Now, nobody wants to be pitched a prior purchase of a product. That's very poor performance from you, okay? How many people have had that happen to them and just hate it? You're like, yeah, this thing I already bought. Don't send me any more emails about it. And how many of you like have had that happen to you? I'm not saying that it's anything like, most people don't do it on purpose. So that's how, yeah, Southwest did it to me this morning. So that's, you know, a lot of times, especially when it comes to creators, they're not doing these things on purpose. But let me show you how you can avoid that in Podia entirely. You're going to do it with this exit condition. So now I'm going to say when someone purchases, even if it's free, the Create 2020 resources, when that happens, that's the thing that I'm pitching, okay? That's the thing that I'm pitching. Then they're going to leave this campaign when it happens. They're going to exit. So now if they buy this, and let's say I'm going to give them a few days. I'm going to give them a few days to like try and buy. So maybe I'm saying like if the last one was 3 days after entrance, I'm going to like back it up to 7 days. So that gives me a 4-day window that people could purchase. But then I could also I could tell them a little bit more about what I do. I could share another win. I could give a testimonial. And I could, at that point, repitch the product and say, this is why X number of people are getting so much value out of Y product, okay? Let me know if that makes sense. Because this is really powerful. This is really great. It's one of my favorite Podia features, that you can have an entrance condition and then a corresponding exit condition when people purchase, all right? All right, so we've talked about how to create this first lead magnet product, all right? Right in here, click on edit, add your content, make sure it's published. And then the next thing that you can do is create that email, all right? Create that email campaign. That way you're building trust and boosting sales. You can use a coupon if you want. And you're also going to be creating a product at this point. The other thing that you can do is, one, you can build a small version of your product, okay? Think about what Shalina was talking about this morning. Doesn't have to be a course. I was like, we were talking in the Podia Slack chat when she said that, and we're all typing, you know, several people are typing like, oh, thank goodness she said that. It could be a small course. It could be a webinar. It could be a digital download. It could just be a video. It could be any number of these things that are just really simple. But the other thing that you can do, and this is why I'm so stoked for you to hear from John next, is that the other thing that you could do is you could create a product. Let's just call it this one. And you can set that product, whether, you know, whatever it is, to pre-launch. That will help you collect emails, okay, to build that initial interest list. And the other thing that you could do is that even if you publish this, now again, it's going to look a little different because this account isn't set up for payments right now. It's a demo. But the other thing that you could do is when it's published, you can come down here, you can set a start date and say, I'm going to release this on November 2nd. Add start date. Because now you could come in here and set a price. When you publish something but set a start date, you create a gap, which is really cool. I actually do this for all my courses. And then I start to pre-sell it. And again, this is something that John is going to talk about. So, save a lot of this energy for him. And you can say, hey, as a special for you, if you buy early, it's only going to be $97 instead of $147. In my opinion, this is an acceptable way to discount something. You could even put a limit on it and say like, hey, just for the first 10 people, it's $97, and kind of cap it that way. Once you get those 10 people, just come back in and close her down like this. So you could also create a coupon specifically for this kind of campaign and say it's only good for 10 people. That's another interesting way to do it. All right. So at this point now we have our product. So what's the next step? So we've got a lead magnet. We have an email campaign that builds trust and boosts sales for the product that we have created or are about to create. So what's next? Well, now we come full circle on this, okay? So let's come back in. Now we're back to creating content, okay? The very first thing that we talked about was like when you have people who are interested, and that could be one person, then 10 people like Ramit was talking about. We grow from there, those 1,000 true fans. When you're creating content for them, you want to have lead magnets that feed into your email campaign. So the first and almost last thing, it's very cyclical. You create this self-reinforcing loop of content and products and campaigns that continues to build on itself. Because you need to keep traffic coming to the top of your funnel. The other reason that online businesses struggle is the lack of traffic. So how many of you have gotten frustrated or are currently frustrated because you're like, ugh, I've done all this work for the product. I have a course. I have a thing. It's there, but I don't have enough people interested in it. Very sad. Very sad. Well, consistent free content helps drive traffic to your site and lead magnet. So you can do this on a blog or website. You can do this with a podcast, with a YouTube channel, with a specific social media following. You can do this with Podia posts and memberships. You can have free open public posts that then point people to your lead magnets. You can do it with custom pages. You can do it with free webinars. You can do all of these things, okay? Because more subscribers leads to more people in your funnel and more sales of your product. Because the more content you make, the more you're going to learn. And the more that you learn, the more that you can earn, okay? Keep that in mind, all right? So here we go. I forgot to take off this part that says presentation subtitle. Pretend we didn't see that. This has all been super smooth. Questions. We're going to go ahead and jump into those. I'm just going to say ahead of time, I'm going to apologize in ahead of time and say there are 35 questions. Wow. Okay, so we got about 10 minutes to do Q&A. I'm going to focus, to be honest, I'm going to focus on the most high level questions in this. If you have a specific, how does this work in Podia question, please write into us hello@podia.com. So Nicole Tate, good question. Where are the emails stored? Are they stored in Podia? If you're writing the emails, yes, you will write them in Podia. But that's a question, I know I did answer it live, but something like that, just go ahead and write that into us, not to bombard our sweet, sweet, amazing support staff that might be watching in this. Give it up for the support team if you are watching, because just an amazing group of people, the best in the business with helping people. So let's see. I'm just going to fire through some of these questions. We got about 10 minutes. And then I'm going to eat a bag of cough drops and get ready for John's session. Debbie was asking, can you do upsells? Yes, you can. Should the lead magnet always be free? In my opinion, they're the same thing. Like free download lead magnet. When I think of lead magnet, I just think of it being free. You can do a relatively low priced product, but to me, that's just a product and not a lead magnet. Okay, let's see. Monica's asking, is there a way to start an email campaign with your existing email list without a lead magnet? One of the things that we can do in Podia is that if you have something set up like that, and if you have a list already, just write into us and we'll help you figure out a way to start those people, start existing subscribers on a new email campaign. Let's see. What's the difference between a campaign and a broadcast? So an email campaign, those are the automatic follow-up emails. A broadcast is like a one-time email sent at a specific time. A campaign will fire off and send whenever the entrance condition is met, okay? A few people are asking where the scripts are that I shared. Derek just shared that again in the chat, so check that out in the chat. Thank you, Derek. Let's see. Patty was asking, if I have more than one free lead magnet, will Podia create separate lists? Yeah, so the way that kind of the concept of lists works in Podia right now is that the emails are associated with a specific product, whether that or a product, a pre-launch list, or a membership plan, okay? So think product, plan, pre-launch are the main three ways that subscribers are differentiated in Podia. Now, right now, you can't like create a list that is separate from all of that to say like interested customers. That's not really a thing right now, but we're doing a lot of work on the email builder and the email tool itself. Okay. But if you have specific like products, even if they're free, those will essentially act as lists for you. Okay. Can you update a campaign with an exit condition? Yeah, all you need to do is pause the campaign in Podia, okay? Let's see, just kind of looking for all of these. What about shirts as a product or anything with basically physical products? So I'll just say that there are kind of some ways to do this. You can write into support and get some more details on this, but I would say that for physical products, like whether it's books or shirts, then Podia is not necessarily set up for that because we don't have a good way to basically collect shipping information for you, okay? Janine is asking, does Podia replace email tools like MailChimp? Yes, Podia's email tool can replace your MailChimp list. I'll say, to be completely honest with you, that there are some things that right now MailChimp just does differently. So it just kind of depends on how you're using MailChimp. But if you're thinking about, hey, can I have lists of people based on the things that they download in Podia? Can I send out my newsletter and can I send out a follow-up campaign? Yes, yes, yes. You can do all those things in Podia. Okay. Let's see. Someone was asking about like, what do I mean by Podia posts? So if you're on the Shaker plan in Podia, then you have the option of creating like membership posts, which kind of act as blog posts in a way. And you can set those as public. And that way you can kind of treat that as a bit of a blog. So let me show you. I actually do this for all of the replays that we have in the Podia account. So every week I do a Q&A session and we post those replays here, just like you would like any kind of blog post. So these are just public posts on the Podia community. And if we click here, then you're going to see that I have the replay here, just uploaded it, and additional resources, sign up for everything, like sign up for Podia Create. So this is a way that, especially early on, if you don't want to like, geez, I got to set up a WordPress site, I got to do like, Squarespace or something like that. You can do the membership like level plan, the shaker plan in Podia, and you can have access to these public posts and use that like a blog. Okay. Hasni is asking, is it mandatory to present the lead magnet in a problem solution way? No, nothing is mandatory. You can, like Ramit was saying, you can run a business and you can create and present options and copy the way that you want. I have found personally that starting with either the benefit or the problem of what people will get and the pain that you're helping them overcome, because like it or not, people respond to pain a lot more than happiness, which is not, a great, a great overall sign, but it is true. Okay. Susan was asking, so with the Shaker plan, you can effectively have a community option and you could ditch Mighty Networks. Yes, you could do that. Let's see. A couple of people were asking about like connecting or integrating with other tools. We do have a lot of integrations and also a really great setup with Zapier that you can use for a lot of stuff, a lot of connections. So yeah, if you are using something like, I just showed you how to do all this in Podia. If you're using something like MailChimp or ConvertKit, then there are integrations between Podia and those services and others as well. So again, just go to help.podia.com and basically anything that you're interested in or have a primary keyword for from a like help standpoint, just type that in and you're going to find a lot of articles. So someone was asking, if they don't purchase after that email sequence, do we just never email them again? No, you continue to create that content. And the other thing that you can do, actually, let me show you this. It's a good question. This is where the broadcast comes in handy. So now I'm going to come in here to email. And instead of creating the campaign, is click create new broadcast. And now what I can do, now this is the subject line. This is something that they're going to see. All right. So I'm just going to call it weekly newsletter. And then I can either select for everyone. So I'm going to select all of my subscribers. The other thing that I could do is if I only wanted to send this broadcast to people who had signed up for specific products, whether free or paid, I could come in here, right there. Oh, look, I've got some subscribers. Look at that. It's so easy. I'm just kidding. All right. So I can say, click on a few of these. That way I can send my broadcast just to people who have purchased or downloaded these specific products, free or paid. And this is where I'm going to continue to stay in touch with them. All right. So this is a part of that continuous content creation. So even if you have an article that's on your blog or a podcast that you've released or a video that you've just published, you can still say like I do a lot on YouTube. You say, watch my new YouTube video here. What was your favorite part? Which video should I make next? Because in this, I hope you caught that right at the end. Like I'm asking for engagement and I'm also asking them for feedback. Like, which video should I make next? Be like, oh, I wish you made a video about this. Like, great, video about this. It goes exactly what with Emily was saying of make sure that you are following what your customers, what your subscribers are interested in. They will tell you if you create content consistently and you show people that you're serious and you are able to deliver for them, they will respond to you. Okay. I know sometimes that can feel a little hard to believe because you're like, I've already been doing it for a long time. I don't get as much feedback as I was like. I understand that can be the case. Like maybe you just need to be more upfront, like, send an email just all about that, send text messages to people and just ask them like, hey, like Emily was saying, use the question feature in Instagram. There are a lot of different ways. Okay. All right, so we're at 10 minutes right now. I think that is a good place to stop. Like I said, there are a lot of ways to find, we have still over 50 questions in the Q&A. So remember, you can always reach out to us. hello@podia.com is a great place to get answers for any of this. There's also help.podia.com. That is where our knowledge base is. You can find tons of videos and articles. There's also podia.com/resources. There's also our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Podia TV. I'm going to get you some resources on this, okay? And also keep an eye out for the email that's going to give you your access to the Create-a-thon tomorrow, okay? So a lot of this we're going to be covering tomorrow as well. But I wanted you to see how all this fits together, all right? You create content, you send them to a lead magnet, create content, send them to a lead magnet, have an email campaign, pitch your product, and then all you have to do is just keep creating content that will feed your lead magnet, and you just keep on going from there. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Be back on in 9 minutes with John. He is going to show you so much about your products, about making sure that you are creating a product that is going to resonate with people and get you sales. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I will see you in a few minutes. Have a good little break. Talk to you soon. Bye.